It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Washington Commanders and the Denver Broncos. And it's coming up next.
In a few months' time, snow will blanket the Great Peaks just to our west, but for now, summer still in full swing at Empower Field at Mile High. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Well, Charles, September is here. The 2023 season just about to get started. So many storylines to pay attention to. What are you most keeping an eye on as the start of the season moves closer?
Well, partner, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to start, obviously, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. That's a huge story. How about Kansas City? Could they win their third title in 5 years? We know some teams are trying to get there. Buffalo, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, San Francisco, all should contend. And how about some of those sleeper teams? I think the Chargers of Pittsburgh in the AFC, Carolina, Detroit in the NFC, it's going to be an exciting season.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. The Commanders set to go to work on offense, and they've handed the controls to this man in his second NFL season, former Tar Heel Sam Howell.
Howell got the nod from Commanders leadership to be the team starter this year. A nice bump for last year's 5th-round pick. One start as a rookie. It didn't look bad at all, winning the team's finale. And let's not forget, this is a guy who was once viewed as a first-round pick. So there's plenty of promise hidden beneath the surface.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that game.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Howell down to throw it. That's out to the... And I think the ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he's got room down the right sideline. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
In motion right, that's Hamler. They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead of give up the middle to Williams. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Broncos. Russ able to connect with Cortland Sutton there. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
On this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Brett Maher on for the extra point.
And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
Faking the handoff. Howell.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Gibson here running out of the gun.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. This time they'll throw it with Howell. He's got it to Gibson.
And he gets it down to the 32.
A gain there of 30 big ones.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A handoff running left is Gibson.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On the counter, Gibson.
Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. On first down, Howell. Samuel bringing in the slant. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Well, one of the linebackers has got it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
On 2nd down, Williams. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
3rd and 4. Now it's Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing again here, Wilson. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, the Broncos got some strong play from their veteran quarterback, Russell Wilson. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 21. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Denver. 48 yards.
Another big play right there. And this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Up the middle, it's Williams. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the Commander's 31-yard line.
Again, it's Williams. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Burton. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Williams going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. In motion left goes a tight end. Williams. Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. The offense is staying out there. No, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And that's going to be caught. How about that when they fake the spike, and it winds up a touchdown.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Marr now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And a Greg Dulcich touchdown reception finished that drive off. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to throw, Howell. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Three-quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. 4th down, Howell, desperation time. Buying time to his left. Howell sliding down, and he picks up the first on that play. And now they're in the hurry-up. Howell to the air on 1st and 10. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Howell. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Williams. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Chase Young. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the...
And down he goes! They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Montez Sweat in good form there as he sacks another quarterback. And he's in good form in 2022 as well. Put up 8 sacks coming up with an injury-shortened campaign the year prior.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Washington offense set to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And once more, Howell back to the air.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now Howell over the middle. He gets it to Gibson.
Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Broncos about set to go on offense.
And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They run it again with Williams. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the 1st down, because in college football, the clock stops with every 1st down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides